We got something new to try. Ooh, it is. Okay, so I just got this Amazon box at my door, but I didn't order anything from Amazon. Oh my goodness. Look at this. So I was recently contacted by ARRTX to review and have a look at some of their markers. Let me get this box out of the way. Oh, this is so exciting, but so excited. Oh, it's so well wrapped. Okay, this is a very secure package. Acrylic markers. Let's open this up, swatch everything, and make some art. Thanks, ARRTX. What do we got, Echo? Oh, okay, so it is bound this way, so your pages will stay flat during painting. That's cool. I've got a little inner pocket here, and so this paper is slightly textured. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see that. I've already got cat fur on it. This is such a nice big sketchbook. We're going to be able to make some cool stuff in there. So the paper is 180 GSM. So it feels similar to my Strathmore mixed media sketchbook paper, but it's a little bit thinner. So judging by that, it should be good for wet media. What's happening, Echo? What's happening? What have we got? We've got a lot of markers. So it looks like these are little number labels for the pens. So maybe the little one is for focus for this end, and then this one side perhaps. So how do I know what color is what? All right, well, this will be the afternoon putting all these stickers on. Okay, I just brought it closer to have another look because I thought, how am I going to determine what, like how they correspond? But it's actually in order. So as long as I keep these in this order, like that is the way that they run in the box. You're going to help me, Echo, or are you going to mess it up? I think she's probably going to mess it up. So because the stickers are so tiny, I got a pair of tweezers because I thought it would make things easier, but it actually was more complicated. So I ended up just doing the rest of them just with my fingers. Okay. 00. Put the big one on while we're here. I guess this goes really anywhere. We'll put it there. I don't know. Put it there. Or maybe it goes on the lid. Maybe we should put it on the lid. Okay, I'll do the next one on the lid. Yeah, because if I put it on the lid and then there's one on the base, that makes sense. So then your caps and your barrels don't get mixed up. So there's a nice little brush tip on there. That's a beautiful size. I can't wait to swatch all these and make something. All right, I'm going to keep stickering. So this did take a while to do. I didn't mind doing it. I like stickers and organizing things and having things in order. Shout out to all my Virgos. The only time I did get confused was with the C19 and the 19. For some reason, I just couldn't get my brain around it. When you're putting your stickers on, you do need to start with the small ones because there's 12 in a row and there's 12 small stickers. The larger ones, as you can see here, like I've done the first 3 rows. And that's the first 3 rows of stickers gone, and that's where it's up to there. So if you put the small stickers on first, it'll be easier to determine where you're at and which number matches the correct marker. If you have any arthritis in your hands or any sort of accessibility, flexibility issues with your hands, you will need to outsource this job because it was incredibly fiddly.
Okay, so we'll see you tomorrow. I mean, that was a little weird because normally people are comfortable saying like, yeah, I really do have strong feelings for them, or I love them.
I care about them.
Right.
Something. That was weird to me.
It was very strange. I talk about feelings.
But I did feel a great sense of achievement once it was all done and they were all in order. And you only need to do it once because then it's done and they're all set up. So finished. And look how sparkly this sketchbook is. So then we got to the fun part, which was swatching. I decided to use the second page and write out in advance all the numbers of the markers so then I could swatch them all out and have them on a full page. I only made one mistake, and that was again C03 and 03. I just missed the 03 because I thought I'd already written it down, so I had to add it in at the end. But you can see how opaque and juicy and smooth these markers are. I was super impressed, and this set of colors was perfect. This is the 60B set. There's also a 60A, and on the website the 60B is described as the anime set. I don't do anime or know much about anime, so I'm not sure if this is a particular color palette that's suited to anime styles, but I really liked this set. Little Evie. And this is what the page looks like after the swatching. It's gorgeous. Now these are a water-based acrylic paint marker, and I just wanted to test after they dried. I just wanted to make sure that they would not reactivate with water, and they do not. So once they're dry, they're set, they're not going anywhere, and you can easily layer them. I use the white one to just cover over the black there just to test. And now it's time to make some art. So the night before I got these, I had a dream about pigeons. I don't know that I've ever had a dream about pigeons before, but birds have been really featuring very heavily in my life lately, so it just made sense to pay tribute to the little pigeons. And when I was swatching the colors, it did seem to have like a lot of beautiful grey tones, like different greys, and it just felt like a very pigeon forward colour palette. And so that's what I went with. So pigeons are part of a bird family called Columbidae. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And this also includes doves as well. And also the dodo is also in this bird family. There's 344 species in this bird family. So there's a lot. And mostly pigeons live in urban areas and generally in close proximity to humans. I think the pigeons are absolutely a disrespected bird. I think they're really beautiful, and I'm hoping that these illustrations show you some of the beauty of the humble pigeon. People began to domesticate pigeons, and this led to homing pigeons being used for communication, including war pigeons. And there was 32 pigeons who were awarded a medal for brave service to their country in World War II. So no disrespect to the pigeons anymore. They work hard, they live in the cities. It's not their fault that it's a grimy area. They're gorgeous. And there's no distinction between a dove and a pigeon. And I think that a dove has a better reputation than a pigeon, right? But they're basically the same bird. So let's give the pigeons some love. I wanted to do another pigeon. I hope you like the first one. And because this is an acrylic paint marker, I just wanted to experiment a little bit and pop some into a palette and dilute it with water and mix them together and see how that would work. And this works very well as a technique, and I think it would work well if you wanted to do some, like if you didn't want to have the color so strong and opaque, if you wanted to have some more like watery diluted vibes. But I really like the opacity and the brightness of the pigments in these markers. So while I did use the brush for the first part of this pigeon, I did switch to just using the paint markers directly because it was just a lot easier. Now these markers don't have a ball bearing or anything like that inside them, so you will need to store them in the way that they arrive in the box, which is upside down with the brush tip facing down, so that you have paint flow into the brush tip continuously. Because these are still new, like this is the first time I've used them, so I'm not sure how much paint is in them, how long they're going to last or stay juicy for, but I'm going to continue using these regularly because I really enjoyed them. So I will keep you updated with that. There was only maybe like one of the green shades that was, the brush tip wasn't quite as juicy as some of the others, but you can see here like there's a lot of paint flow coming through, not in a goopy way at all. It's just like the exact amount of paint. So yeah, pretty easy to control where you are making marks, and they're quite quick drying, but you might even have time to blend out with a brush if you wanted to do a more blended look. I didn't need to do that for these pieces because the pigeons, I was trying to sort of capture the effect of the colors on the feathers, so it worked well to do these kind of splotchy, more impressionist kind of brush strokes. But yeah, I might experiment with some more blending later. But that's not really my style, to do something that's really like smooth blends. I like to see brush strokes, and I like to see the artist's hand, and I like to see that sort of thing. I don't really love like smooth paper and smooth blended transitions. That's not really my style. So markers work perfectly for me. And you can see what I did here is I just grabbed different colors and just added the little sort of short strokes to create the effect of the feathers in the different colors of the pigeons. So I feel like I was really just meant to paint pigeons because I'd had a dream about pigeons, and then I got this set of markers which had like perfect pigeon colors in it. Like I couldn't believe it. I was swatching them out and going, this looks like the pigeons from my dream. So yeah, I really am so happy with the way this turned out. I think the markers worked perfectly for the style of painting that I'm doing. And then I had some more space on the page, so I thought I would do a couple of native Australian birds, starting with the Major Mitchell cockatoo, also known as leadbeater's cockatoo. I have so many birds in my area where I live, but this is not one of them. This is not a bird that's local to my area, although they are very widespread around the whole country. But this set of markers had so many beautiful pink shades that I just had to do this gorgeous pink cockatoo. I have tons of the sulfur crested cockatoos. They're white with the yellow head feathers, and I've got loads of those at my place, and they're so noisy, and I'm not sure how these compare in size or screeching, but these ones, the pink ones, they just look really adorable, and they have the most incredible head feathers, which I will show you in a minute. They are endangered, unfortunately, and I think that's just so common with so many native species, and it's really heartbreaking. But the oldest known pink cockatoo on record died at 83 years old, which is unbelievable. Like, I had no idea that they could live that long. So yeah, let's protect our native wildlife and their habitats. Very, very important. And not only does the Major Mitchell cockatoo have the most incredible pink feathers, their crest is this stunning bright yellow and red right in the center of the white feathers, and they're just so beautiful. And I kind of wish I lived in an area where I could see these every day. They're so pretty. And I just found the perfect colors in this set that just matched the feathers, just like spot on. And I'm really stoked with the way this turned out. I've never actually drawn one of these or painted one of these before, and it's just such a stunning bird. Very cute. And then I had to do another one of my local favorites and another pink bird, and this one is the galah. Now the galah is actually also another type of cockatoo, and these ones are really common. You even will see them in the suburbs just hanging around. There'll be big groups of them just like walking around, you know, through the grass. They're just so adorable. Bright pink on the chest and the face, and then they have a little white head, like their little old people with a little white hairdo, and then they have grey wings, and they're so stunning, and they're just really cute. They're just a really cute bird. They're quite a lot smaller than the big white cockatoos. Like these ones are only about 35 centimeters, and yeah, so they're just little guys just popping along in your suburbs, in the parks. And they're all over Australia pretty much. They're also off the mainland now. They live in Tasmania as well. And their colours get brighter as they become adults. So they're not as bright when they're young. And yeah, they're everywhere. And I love seeing them around. They're so cute. Living in captivity, they've reached long ages, but because they're often found in more like urban built up areas, they don't usually last as long in the wild. You will often find them, like they hang out in flocks. You'll see big groups of them in the field just like grazing on the ground, and they also create strong lifelong bonds with their partners, which most cockatoos do actually. Very cute. Now you don't need a license to keep a galah as a pet, but you can't just catch one from the wild. And one of the stores that I buy the cats food from actually has a galah, a store galah, and you can teach them to talk and that sort of thing. I actually saw it just a couple of days ago, so I'll pop some footage here. Oh yeah. Where are you going? Oh, you're hiding. You're hiding. You're hiding. Hello. Hello. I just love shopping there and seeing that bird. They're so cute. So I hope you have enjoyed learning about my local birds, plus also some little facts about pigeons. And these markers were perfect for these illustrations. The colors were perfect. They were really easy to use. The paper on this sketchbook is incredible. Like I said before, it's similar to my Strathmore mixed media sketchbook paper, but it's thinner. But it does have that slight texture that I really enjoy. So yeah. I do tend to end my paint marker portraits with a little bit of color pencil just to add a little bit more texture. You don't have to do this, and honestly, like just the markers on their own, they looked great. This is just always what I do to finish off a portrait, just to brighten up a couple of those colors and just a little bit more texture, especially when you're doing like fur, feathers, hair, that sort of thing. A little bit of color pencil at the end doesn't go astray. I really didn't do too much. It just adds just like that little finishing touch. just to finish off the page, I just grabbed another marker. I used to use this beautiful like chartreuse green color that I have been obsessed with all year to add some little stars, just to add something else to the page. And then a little blue one up the top, and that was my page finished. And you'll see I did swatch out the colors that I used next to each of the birds. I kind of like that as a design element sometimes, especially in a sketchbook. And here's all my swatches and my birds. And I actually went back and did the first page and did more birds. So we got a lot of birds to start off this sketchbook. And I am really stoked that ARRTX sent the sketchbook along with the markers. Very, very impressed. Both were fantastic. So here we've got the sulfur-crested cockatoo, the eastern Rosella, and the crimson Rosella, and then my fave, the kookaburra. So this is all birds that are local to my area that I see pretty consistently. And I love the way these pages turned out. The vibrancy of these paints and how opaque and easy they were to use. This paper is great in this sketchbook. I can't wait to do more painting. Stoked. Thank you so much to ARRTX for reaching out to me and asking me to review these supplies. I had a really great time with these, and I definitely will be adding these paint markers into my regular rotation. I do prefer to use a brush tip than the bullet nibs that come on like the Poscas and things like that, because I do like to actually paint with them rather than just sort of drawing. So these are fantastic, and I really had a lot of fun painting with these. Love the color selection of this box in particular, but there is 2 boxes to choose from. I will leave the links to this one down in the description box down below, so go check that out. I'm not making any money from this. This isn't a sponsored video or anything like that. There's no benefit to me personally if you do purchase them, other than knowing that you now have a cool new art supply to test out and have fun with. Sketchbook, this big sketchbook. I love the size of this. This is my regular one, the Strathmore Mixed Media. This is the size difference, just so you can see. It's quite a bit bigger. Once I first opened it up, the first thing I thought of was like, ooh, portraits. Like I feel like this is going to be a great sketchbook for doing just like big portrait studies. So look out for that. You will notice little River Phoenix here. He's always with me. This I tore out of a magazine when he passed away, so it's been with me for a very long time. I make a zine every month. It gets sent out to my Ko-fi members. Your names are on the screen here. I adore you. This month's zine is going to be all dedicated to my true love, River Phoenix. So check out the description box for the links for the memberships, and you'll get the River zine sent out to you at the end of the month. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much to ARRTX for reaching out to me. It makes me feel really special, and yeah, it's nice to be sort of recognized for the work that you're doing. So yeah, thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Bye.